How goes the family? Welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully you guys having a great and exceptional day. I had to talk about this article today, family, because the global pandemic of 2020, working people got their knock, 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 wake up call. The 40-hour work week isn't going to cut it in today's world, and definitely not in tomorrow's world, family. So when I see that more and more Black Americans have invested more in 2020 than any other time in American history of Black Americans, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it, family. Because that's what we need to inject in our mindset and in our actions. Not just talk about it and have intellectual masturbation, but we need to have intellectual implementation. Okay, that's what it needs to be about. The article stated that this great actions is mostly being driven by the under 40 crowd, which I'm only 2 years under, so I'm still a part of that under 40 crowd. It's a beautiful thing, according to the new survey. And I know one of the biggest reasons behind this is because the under 40 crowd, such as myself, knows that having assets/investments is as important than having a job, and that once we reach our elder years, we will not be able to live off of 401ks and the Social Securities. That's just not feasible, period. And to me, unless you're putting like thousands of dollars into your 401k a month. Now that's another story. But consult a financial professional. Don't just take my word for it. I'm just giving my perspective on it. As a matter of fact, the old traditional aspects of retirement for working people are dead. According to the article, Carrie Shawapol Marantz told Yahoo Finance Live that the interest in the stock market among young Blacks may help to close the wealth gap. That, amongst other things, my personal opinion. That's a piece of it, but that's not all of it. Now, there's an almost equal number of younger Black investors against their white counterparts under 40 years old. And just imagine if previous generations at a larger scale participated within the stock market, family. The article also stated that Black Americans are talking more today about all aspects of money, debt, paying for college, and the stock market. And that's the beginning of financial security because, it demystifies some of the language around money, the article states. And I'm very excited to hear this, family, because a lot of crazy stereotypes about Black people that we only talk about sports, music, and any other aspect of entertainment. So to the below in 40 crowd, I got nothing, and I mean nothing but love for you, family, because like I said, I talk about how to make money grow. Like people talk about what Nicki Minaj said and any other celebrity and whatnot, and no discredit to any celebrity out there, or a football team winning a game and whatnot. I talk about me winning the economic game. Nothing wrong with you loving your entertainment. That's nothing wrong with that. Your sports, nothing wrong with that. I like being a part of the crowd. That's why I'm going to Wilmington, Delaware next weekend. I like to connect to people that talk economics, because I know I don't know everything about it, and I want to be able to connect to people. But I don't just like to be the only one in the room. I notice that's how it is a lot of times. I'm usually the only one in the room because of where I reside, talking like this, and everybody else is looking at me like I'm a freaking cyclops or something to that effect, because I'm not talking about the new movies that are out and things of that nature. Don't care. But anyway, it is, because I'm not in the movie business. I always like to quote Quentin Tarantino from what's the movie? Pulp Fiction, when Samuel Jackson and John Travolta came in the room when Quentin Tarantino, if you never see it, definitely a great movie. That's back when action-packed movies were made and not everything was about hocus pocus superhero movies. But yeah, that was the scene when they had a dead body. Samuel Jackson and John Travolta had a dead body. The only place that they could go to that they knew anybody was, I think it was in Toluca Lake in Los Angeles, and they went to Quentin Tarantino's house. I think his name was Jimmy. But anyways, the look on Quentin Tarantino's face, he was like, what the heck is this all about? So anyways, he said to Samuel Jackson, when you pulled up to my house, did it say dead end storage? Because that's Tarantino movies, they use the N word. And he says, no, we didn't say anything like that. He said, you know why? He said, why? Because storing dead ends isn't my effing business. And I love that, because it's like, I use that like, when I don't mind talking about a movie every now and then. I don't mind talking about some entertainment every now and then, but I'm not going to be in depth. I'm not going to have long and drawn out in depth discussions like I did back in high school about the subject matters, because it ain't my business. So I just had to put that put that out there. It's one of my favorite references to one of my favorite movies and whatnot. Shout out to Matthew Martinez for putting me onto that movie back in the day, and even back then when we saw it, it was considered to be an old movie, but it is what it is. I just went off on a tangent, but I like to get some analogies and whatnot, not just read about certain things and all that good stuff. But anyways, I digress. I digress. The article stated that while younger blacks have increased their engagement with the stock market, the survey finds overall blacks are still far behind their white counterparts when it comes to building wealth. And this is true. One of the biggest reasons behind that, before I even go further, is because of just previous generations being scared of the stock market, just being scared of anything outside of making a dollar from working a job. It's like, we're behind because of that mindset. We're trying to change the millennial. I hope the one thing the millennial generation can do is we can just keep our minds and distractions off of stupid stuff, because there's so much stupid nonsense going on around us, so it's easier for us to get caught up. But if we can keep ourselves focused and not only learn and implement, but teach this to our future kids and whatnot, so they can do the same freaking thing, because that's what every other culture in the United States has been doing for a lot of generations. So, having life insurance policies, whole life insurance policy, term life insurance policies, money in the stock market, money in bonds, now money in cryptocurrency, money in real estate, money in businesses and whatnot. These have all been things that are very, very normal for a lot of other cultures, not just making money from the 40 hours work week and whatnot. And I'm going to go live. I'm going to go live today on YouTube and Facebook talking about why I think that the job market as a whole could become a thing of the past in a sense, but you have to watch it to see it. So, but anyways, back to the story at hand, because it's very true. And the survey that was actually conducted on Yahoo Finance finds that only 55% of Black Americans own stocks compared to 71% of white Americans. And over time, the compounding effect of this leveraging investing gap could hurt blacks' retirement savings and their ability to pass on wealth to the next generation, especially given the fact that we look at what's happening with the dollar and whatnot. And savings is one thing, but investments is having just as many investments or more investments than you do in your savings account. It needs to become the norm in African American society, because when things happen, and things always do happen, you have a resource to pull some money from outside of your bank account and outside of your paycheck. And outside of your house too, if you're a homeowner too. You want to have money, be able to pull money out of other areas, because you just never know. Compounding interest, the compound interest effect, it's a beautiful thing. It's been happening for generations. So don't take my word for it. Do your research, consult financial professionals, go from there. And when it comes to participating in the stock and retirement plans, blacks and whites are fairly comparable, 51% versus 55%. But the survey Yahoo conducted reveals that whites contribute more per month to their 401k retirement plans. Black Americans invest $231 on average, compared with $291 for their white counterparts. Not that big of a difference, but it is still a difference at the end of the day. In my personal opinion, the whole idea of retirement for millennials in the generations that are coming out after the millennials is kind of a thing of the past. Retirement has nothing to do with age. It has everything to do with income. Our previous generations, that's their mantra and that's their mindset for one specific reason. It's because they actually had real pension plans. But those things are a thing of the past. So in the United States of America, you have a thing called a 401k. And if you don't have other aspects of investing and things of that nature, then you could be kind of screwed when you get in your older years. But it's just my personal opinion. Now, it's definitely true that the more one contributes to the 401k retirement plan means that the more they will have when their quote unquote retirement happens. But with the right financial professional, certain calculations and projections need to be taken into consideration, family, because a financial professional is going to sit down with you and ask what you're looking to get and looking to gain, and what kind of lifestyle you're trying to live, and when you're actually trying to retire. They won't just assume it's 60 or 65. Some people want to retire earlier. Once again, most economists stated that most 401k pension plans will not be able to take retirees without other sources of income. The article ended on this note stating that in another discouraging sign, just 35% of investors, black investors, feel that they are treated with respect when dealing with a financial advisor. The individual stated that something the industry must address to ensure that all people have equal access to the resources in order to invest. The study also showed that black investors want to work with a firm that has some level of racial diversity, which was stated. And before I even go further, before I end this video off, and I think that's the beautiful thing of nowadays, the beautiful thing with the online world is you have a variety of various different diverse, not only investors, but financial advisors. So if you're my mindset is this, and that's just what it is. If I'm treated badly when I go to your business, then that means you don't want my business, and we're gone. There's nothing to talk about. I'll give you a bad review online, and that's all she wrote. There's nothing else to say. So if you're not getting treated right, you online. I mean, even if you live in a place, what is it? Even if you live out in the freaking middle of the woods and whatnot, as long as you got access to the internet and electricity and the internet and whatnot, you can find a financial professional online, and and obviously you can see if they can service your area even online nowadays. We live in the digital world now, so you don't have to physically go to somebody's establishment where you're going to get treated like crap. You know what I mean? There's too many platforms out here nowadays. It's like, go. It goes back to the old school, the civil rights and whatnot. Don't buy where you can't get hired. Don't spend money where you feel like you're about to expire. You know what I mean? So that's my mindset. So I just keep it real on that one. I love everybody, but if my business is not wanted, my business will not be there. It's just what it is. There's nothing to talk about. Anyways, but to end this video off, a study also showed that I already covered that. They said at the end of the day, they want to make sure that everybody has the tools and knowledge to be lifelong investors. That's what the Yahoo article stated. And Black Investors Online Survey polled about 2,104 participants, with 1,007 identifying as Black and 1,097 identifying as white. All respondents were age 18 and older, with 50,000 or more in household income in 2019. So when it comes to surveys, you can take them with a grain of salt, family. But if more and more African Americans are taking investing more seriously, then I'm all about it. Because the one thing I'm so tired of seeing about on social media is people going, what gets the most views is ratchetry and people going at each other and whatnot, but not having a good positive conversation and dialect and whatnot. Even if people agree to disagree, people can be respectful towards one another. But I noticed that it doesn't get as many views as somebody yelling and insulting people like they don't have any home training and things of that nature. That's what gets the views. You're not going to see that here. And anybody that comes on the comment section, you just get deleted. I don't engage with that kind of behavior because it's not doing nothing for me. It's, as to quote Damon Dash, it's wasted real estate in my brain, and I don't have time for it. But anyways, on that note, family, hopefully you enjoyed watching today's video. Please do the great 3 things: like, share, and subscribe. If you don't know what Larry's Anything Goes is, we basically wholesale products via our Shopify store, and we sell multiple variety of products on all levels. So definitely don't forget to check us out. All the information's in the description. Also, we are part of the Gold Standard Partners, G999. So if you're a crypto investor like myself, you have the opportunity to not only invest in crypto, but you have the opportunity to be a part of a social marketing network platform where you have the opportunity to make money off of signing people up once they buy specific accounts and they packages, and they actually start buying cryptocurrency via the Gold Standard Partners. So check us out. All the information is in the description. And also remember, you can't get fired if you own the company. It's 2021 going into 2022. It's time for you to own something because, to quote Andre Hatchett, own or be owned. That's the time frames we're living in. Stop worrying about what's happening in the White House, State House, and the Mayor's house. Worry about, family, what's happening in your house, all right? So as I always say, make money move so you can live broke like a fool. Take care, family.